It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason. Call till you spaz. And they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ show.
Happy Monday.
It's good to see you all here.
What's going on with your headphones?
Nothing. I just don't want to mess up my hair.
Yeah.
My headphones are fine. It's the hair that I got the issue with.
Oh, I hear you. When you got hair, you got to worry about these kind of things.
Hashtag hair problems. I understand what you gals have been going through.
This is great. Looks like you're letting that percentage of Native American come out today.
That's what Virginia said. She said I look a Native American.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe you now. Maybe you are really Native American.
He walked in, I was like, how?
Yeah.
I would just try to go hippy dippy, but yeah, everyone keeps on calling me Native American.
You are Native American Jbird.
Yeah.
Groovy, man.
Change your name to Tonto.
I would love that. Tonto Pennington would be amazing.
That is a great name, actually. There you go. That is, yeah, it's definitely quite a cultivated look you got over there. That's good. You letting the hair grow out? You've had it straightened, it looks like?
Yes, I am letting it grow out. I'm trying to get it down to my shoulders. I've told you guys before, me, Denny's, and Suits are working on a soft rock album.
Sure,
and
okay.
we wanted to get our hair. I mean, if you look at Suits is about a month ahead of me, and Denny's, I would say, is probably about 3 or 4 months ahead of me in Suits.
Okay.
Roughly around that
How
time.
long have you each been going at this?
I've been going since the quarantine started. So, I mean, beginning of March is the last time I got my hair. I think, February might have been the last time I cut my hair.
Okay.
Denny's has been way longer. And I think Suits is February, January.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the quarantine hair still goes on.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not dating anybody. I mean, does it really? You're not dating anybody. You try things out.
I think it looks great. You look tan. You look amazing.
Thank you.
That's good. It's a good look.
If you're not dating anybody, it looks like Kevin's interested.
I find you very attractive. You know that.
Oh, I would give you
know that.
the best loving.
Yeah, if I were gay and single, you better look out. I know we'd have that whole dating in the workplace thing. That'd be weird.
I could get through it if you could.
Yeah.
This workplace don't care about that.
Okay.
You're right about that. I know a lot of people who are sleeping with each other that work here.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to see what we look like, you can check it out. We are on TV. Yes, well, not maybe the broadcast TV, but KVJ TV. You got a smart TV. It's all the same thing, right? It just comes up on the big little silly visual box.
It is. It's all the same.
It is all the same anymore. It's also mobile, too. You got the mobile YouTube app. You can take that with you anywhere and watch us. Just go to YouTube, look for the KVJ show, and we're right there.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a second in your Dirt of the Day. Uh-oh, y'all. Cardi B deleted her Twitter.
No.
What's going on? Oh, yeah, we will deep dive into it. It's drama. Before we get into that, I'm excited to see Adele. She's going to be hosting this weekend for Saturday Night Live. Her is the musical guest, so I don't think she's singing at all. But she's hosting.
That happens sometimes.
I really wanted to see her sing. She lost like a person. She lost a ton of weight. She looks amazing, but she kind of doesn't look like Adele anymore. I'm having a hard time when I see her. I'm like, wait, that's Adele?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She looks like a different human.
Does, yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to check it out like me, this weekend she'll be hosting, not necessarily singing, on Saturday Night Live.
They sometimes bring in the artists and they just host. I've seen it before.
Weird.
Yeah.
In other news, it looks like Miley Cyrus, just in time for Halloween, has a zombie cover. The Cranberry song, Zombie. Zombie. Zombie.
Boy, that's rough on a Monday.
Yeah, she probably does it better. Here's Miley Cyrus doing her Cranberries cover.
Yeah, she's got a great voice for rock or country or anything else.
I like sad Miley. I like when she does the ballads, but she's going through a rock phase right now.
She is, yeah. I like that. It's not bad. It's not the Dolores O'Riordan, though.
No, the original is still way better.
Yeah.
No offense, Miley. I do love Miley. We talk about how much we all love her, but the Cranberries, that was the OG version is incredible.
Yeah, such a unique voice she had.
And finally here, Cardi B quit Twitter live on Instagram on Saturday night.
They got to her.
Well, you know, Cardi B and Offset, they're on again, they're off again, they're offset again, then they're on again. They're all over the place. But the fans, I guess, were giving it to her over taking him back because he cheated, and she talked about how he had a wandering eye.
Doesn't Cardi B know the golden rule? Don't read the comments, Cardi.
If you're going to take your man back after he cheated on you and you publicly blasted him, don't read the comments, girl. Mm-hmm. So here she is, firing back at fans.
Twitter users be like, Cardi, you're in a mentally abusive relationship. Oh my gosh, we gotta save you. And I be like, all right, but can I f him today because I need to have sex? I don't like that. I'm 28 years old.
Okay. So she just needs it from somebody, so.
That's what she was saying over the weekend. Yes, she is a woman with needs.
Don't read the comments, Cardi.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So how's your kids? How's your wife?
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
A lot of interesting things going on in the sports world. Jbird's Atlanta Braves, they were all over the Dodgers 3-1, and the Dodgers just kept creeping back, Virginia. It's a 7-game series, so the Dodgers forced a Game 7, meaning they tied it up. 3 games apiece, and last night was the deciding factor as the Braves tried to put them away last night to go to the World Series.
Towering fly ball. The Dodgers come from behind in the series. They come from behind in Game 7, and they win the National League pennant. For the 3rd time in 4 years, the Dodgers are going to the World Series.
Wow. The Braves just had bad luck,
They
huh?
really do, and that's what I get. I don't know if you guys remember me cursing a bunch of teams during the playoffs, saying, "Oh, I hope it gets really, really close," and then they lose in a heartbreaking fashion. Well, that happened to my Braves. Karma, that's what I get.
You get that juju on you.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, that is tough stuff. What's pretty fascinating, actually, what they got set up, because on Friday night, the Tampa Bay Rays, they wound up winning the American League pennant, and so it is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and what is unique about that is both of those cities already this year have won a championship. The Lakers just won the NBA championship for Los Angeles, and the Lightning won the Stanley Cup for Tampa Bay. So one of these two cities is going to have 2 championships in 1 year.
I'm pulling for the Dodgers because they've been to the dance, and they are struggling to really cash it in. And I love Clayton Kershaw. I know you love Kershaw too, Virginia.
Oh, a Kirsch. That's my baby.
Yeah.
So cute.
The Kirsch.
Yeah. Boy, it was a really cool story yesterday. The Miami Dolphins, they were playing at home against the hapless New York Jets, which just everybody's ripping on, maybe the worst team in the NFL, and by a lot. And the Dolphins won 24-zip, got a shutout. But the big news of the whole game, not even just necessarily the win, the fact the Dolphins are going 3-3, but they finally put in that Tua Tagovailoa, Virginia, which was their #1 draft pick.
Okay.
Over the year, and they're thinking he's going to be the future, hopefully maybe the next Dan Marino. He's a very likable kid. His final game at Alabama, it was a nasty hip injury, and they didn't know if he's ever going to play again. It was that bad. And so he finally came back, and last night he played his first game. They put him in. He got about 4 or 5 reps, something like that. Threw 2 passes, went 2 for 2. But last night I was looking on social media, and at the end of it all, the whole stadium had cleared out, and Tua was still just laying on the field. Everybody was gone. He was just out there, like, just drinking in the moment. There was his first NFL start, and he was on the phone with his parents and talking to them. And he's a real likable dude.
That's
so
sweet.
How do you say his last name?
Tagovailoa.
I feel like the Dolphins always get names you can't pronounce.
They've had a lot of them, yeah.
We'll just call him Tua.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Tua's easier thing
Is
to
he
go
the
for.
quarterback?
He is the quarterback, yeah. And this year he's sitting behind Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they're
Fitzy.
Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic.
Yeah. So they're waiting to bring him in, but it was really kind of a cool story. So there you go. Lots of NFL action going on from over this weekend, and good stuff for the Miami Dolphins.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jbird?
I'm not the biggest fan of public pools. I think you guys know this. I've spoken ill of them many a times because they usually gross me out or something weird happens. But I found myself there this weekend because I really needed to. I just wanted to put my legs. Just my legs in the hot tub area because they're sore from running. So I'm there, and there's a couple kids in the pool, and they don't have any masks on, and there's this woman laying out, and of course she's got to get vocal about the kids in the pool not having any masks on.
She wants kids in the pool to wear masks?
Yes, and the kids adult supervisor wasn't there right away. So this is kind of developed. He's like, you can tell that she doesn't know these kids at all, and she's on her own little world.
Where were you?
In West Palm Beach, at a public pool, West Palm Beach area. Do you want the
at a park?
No, just
or
at
a hotel.
Like a park area where I live at.
Gotcha.
So you could tell that the kids didn't have their supervisor there at first, and then the woman kept on asking them about their mask, and I thought that was weird because they are in a pool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not supposed to have a mask on in a pool, right?
Nobody's forcing you. I know, like at Disney, that was one of the things where if you're in the pool and you get up and walk around, then you're supposed to put your mask on. But if you are at the pool, and I think even if you're laying out, you don't have to have your mask on. And that's Disney. So to me, I look at Disney, and they always seem to do things right. So I live my life by what Disney does.
Well, the mom finally heard something and came back into the pool area and screamed at this woman, and it became very uncomfortable. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just going to put my feet in the tub at home. There's always some weird stuff that goes on at the public pool, at least in my area. But are people calling people out for no mask wearing in a pool?
No,
apparently so.
Well, if they do, then they're going to get the wrath of some mom, because I don't think there's any pool that is making you do that. And if that's the case, if you're wound that tight, you need to take your ass home.
That's my point, is if you are out at a public pool and people aren't wearing a mask and they're not wearing a mask, and you have a problem with that, I think it's you need to leave.
When I go someplace and I have a problem with somebody else's behavior, I usually remove myself. And that's how I choose to live life. You're not going to sit there and you're not going to dictate what I'm going to do. Swimming in a pool with a mask on is ridiculous.
Well, I brought it up because I wonder how many people listening think that the kids should have had a mask on.
To me, with people like that, you shouldn't leave your house. If that's how you feel, then stay at home. But you can't go to a public pool and expect kids inside a pool that are swimming to wear a mask. And if that's where you're set, sorry, stay your ass at home.
What's to do? Go underneath the water, take the mask off?
It's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's asinine. So she's out of line. And most moms would come back and give her some business. When Mama Bear walks away and somebody messes with the cubs, when Mama Bear comes back, you see it time and time again. You will get the teeth of the Mama Bear, and rightfully so. She's protecting her cubs.
It was pretty awesome.
You should have got the video going.
I know.
I would have jumped from my phone.
It all kind of happened so quick, Virginia. And I'm also ever since I started to record people not picking up their dog poop, and the guy saw me record him and his family, and then come up to my door, I've kind of stopped filming people. Don't want that energy in my life. I'm trying to go peaceful these days. I don't want confrontation.
Yeah, I saw today, and it's not surprising that unfortunately where we are set right now, they say that one of the biggest fears that we now have is of other people. In fact, over the last year, that fear has increased by 500% because everybody's crazy these days. And you're right, you can't take your kids to the pool without having some kind of confrontation. And most people don't necessarily like confrontation.
For sure.
I would say a majority of people do not. And so they want to be able to go to the pool, let their kids have some fun, get out in the fresh air because they've been cooped up and there's a lot of places that you can't or don't want to go right now.
And it felt like it was 30 minutes long, but in reality, the whole thing probably lasted 45 seconds, a minute. It always seems like it goes on longer.
Right.
Yeah, somebody else texted in and said, I pretty much live in a retirement community in Fort Lauderdale, and they don't make you wear a mask anywhere near the pool, in or out. So this woman is out of her mind.
It would be impossible to have children swim with masks.
Yeah.
I mean,
She needs to go home. She really does. And it's like, you just need to, if that's where you're set, that's where anybody, it's like, I know you want to go out in public and you want to change the world because you're like, oh, no mask, no this and that. Like, if you go out and you don't like what other people are doing, then you just need to stay back.
Well, it was like that There's one video where these people are at a restaurant and they have masks, but they're down by their neck area because they're eating their burger. And a woman walks over to their table and says, you got to put a mask on after every bite. And they're like, lady, leave me alone. And you look back and her husband doesn't even have a mask on. So she's preaching to the world and she's not practicing what they preach.
Shut up. There is actually, I can't remember what town it is. I think, was it here or was it another state? I did see that where they're expecting you to take a bite and put your mask back on.
That is a thing.
Where was that? I read that last week.
Yeah, you did read that to us. And
yeah.
It was like, what? Okay.
I was all blank on where I'm like, you got it. You're out of your mind.
This is why we stay home.
This is why I'm just going to go in my regular bathtub.
That's insane. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I had a couple adult beverages yesterday. And,
yeah, that's your new thing. You love drinking on a Sunday.
Well, I didn't plan it, but my friend planned it, so I was like, all right, let's do this. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what I did. I deleted hundreds of text messages. I deleted every text message in my phone as of 8 o'clock last night.
I have done stupid things like that where you have to go through almost 3 steps and I still deleted it somehow.
If anybody's waiting for an answer back from me on a text, I'm so sorry.
I think there is like almost like a kill all button on there.
I hit it.
You hit it.
I hit it. And guys, I had hundreds of text threads with information that I need on them. I only delete the ones that I don't need. So if I keep it, it's because it has a purpose and I need what's on it.
Well, I never delete. I don't delete text. I don't think there's a reason to. Is there a reason to delete text?
Yeah, for memory on your phone. My husband showed me where my text messages at one point was like taking up so much of my memory. And so I deleted a lot of them in a purge.
I do it for space. And, you know, like just last night I was going through and I'd received a lot of text messages. Somebody had sent me a text message. Hey, what are you doing Saturday? You want to hang out? You want to? And I'm like, I didn't even respond. And I'm like, oh, and I felt bad. But that's why I'm always trying to delete text messages because I don't want, so I gotta be like, I'm sorry, man, I just got lost in the mix.
I answer them, and then if I don't need them, I delete them. But I need a lot of them. Those are gone. Gone forever.
I don't think I've ever deleted a text.
Kaylin in the chat room said you can go to your iCloud and restore them.
Really?
Maybe talk to Denny's. He might.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a Denny's project.
When's the last time you uploaded to the cloud?
It's been a minute.
Okay. Well, you'll probably have you'll get some of them. You haven't lost everything.
My phone keeps telling me you should back me up, but then it also tells me you don't have enough memory to back me up.
You're gonna lose everything that you didn't back up. The last time you backed up, everything before that you'll still have.
Okay.
All right. Maybe there's hope.
I don't know what that means.
There's some hope.
There's some hope. But there's a large gap of people that probably will wonder why I'm ghosting them. And to them, I'm sorry.
Did you have a fun Sunday, though? Was it good?
I did.
What'd you do? Anything exciting?
So my girlfriend had a very small amount of people over to her house. And the kids got to play in the pool. And
did they wear their masks like their kids?
They did not wear their masks in the
kids.
pool.
What are you going to do with these kids, huh? Just kicking the coronavirus everywhere, but they're swimming.
And then I went to Pizza Girls.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went to go in gardens, and everybody else was sitting outside. Mm-hmm. So we sat inside. There was nobody sitting inside. We were the only people inside.
Yeah.
And so that made me feel good.
Lovely bar there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good craft beer
they
selections.
made a candy corn cocktail I was
Oh,
loving life.
That sounds good.
Magnolia's my designated driver. I'm like, let's do this.
Right, okay. Yeah. So does she have her permit still?
She
Or
does.
full-on license?
She has her permit, and now she's allowed to drive when the sun goes down.
All right.
And drunk moms.
Yeah, it's a sidebar.
Which I don't know if it's illegal or not.
It's not
but,
legal.
Yeah, who cares about broadcasting stuff like that?
Technicality.
Ain't gonna stop this.
Nah.
You can't stop, won't stop.
You
Can't
can't.
stop mom with a roadie. What I got on my mind here today, you know, I love that TV show Narcos they do on Netflix.
Yes.
I'm just fascinated by the whole Narcos world. It's just very fascinating and dangerous and scary to me. And it really is in a big part of, you know, Central South America. And it's very legit. And here in South Florida, you know, we have a few drugs here and there and trafficking going on. There's a real life story, and boy, I tell you, Narcos has got their new season. I don't know if you had heard the story. I think for us, a lot of people probably missed it, but I read a story and did a deeper dive on this. There was a quick blurb that on Thursday night, General Salvador Cienfuegos was arrested at LAX, the airport in Los Angeles, with his family while they were traveling. And, you know, you probably didn't really think too much about it. But then I saw Mexico was all upset that we had arrested him. And America's like, we don't care. We are bringing this guy in. Now, Cienfuegos, he was Mexico's defense minister from 2012 to 2018. So not that long ago. He's being charged with laundering money, trafficking heroin, cocaine, methamphetamines, and marijuana from 2015 to 2017. In fact, he was the second highest ranking person in the Mexican government right below the president.
And he was trafficking?
He was in charge of one of the big cartels, the H2 cartel.
Wow.
And they say this is the issue, is a lot of the highest ranking government officials in the Mexican government are actually running the cartels. And they're using the military to help them out, and nobody can stand in their way. In fact, he's charged with directing military operations away from his own cartel, the H2 cartel, and toward their rivals. He was massacring two other cartels and basically killed everybody in those cartels using the military so that his H2 cartel ran nice, free, and clear.
This reminds me of the plot, too, in another cartel show that I loved, Queen of the South.
Okay.
They did the same thing. The government people were the biggest drug runners.
That was it. This is the guy. And so Mexico's very upset that, hey, I mean, imagine if we had one of our, you know, if Mike Pence goes vacationing in Acapulco and they arrest him and like, no, sorry, he is a major drug lord and he's not coming back.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes, I thought it was pretty interesting, this whole story. So, and this is the second big Mexican official that the U.S. has arrested in the last year. They got the one guy who used to run Mexico's equivalent of the FBI. They got him in New York. So the guy who runs the Mexican FBI, the second in command, and the Mexican government, both those guys, major drug runners and cartel bosses.
Did they think they weren't going to be flagged when they traveled into the U.S.?
He didn't. I don't think he knew he was on the radar, because here's the whole thing was it's not like he was open about running the cartel. He did it, but he had layers around him. And so other people were handling it, and they just knew the DEA, American DEA, they were looking for El Padrino, the Godfather. They had no idea who this guy was. He was this shadowy, mysterious figure, and they're like, he's a powerful dude. We suspect what he's able to do, he has to be a high-ranking Mexican official to get done what he's doing. And so they had a wiretap, and they were listening to these guys they knew were in the cartel, and one day, surveillance picks up one of the cartel members saying, hey, El Padrino's on El Televisión. And they turn on the TV, and here's that guy. And they're like, that's him, that's the Godfather, because they were watching the same TV channel. They turned it on, and it was a special about this guy. And that's how the U.S. drug officials figured out it was General Salvador Cienfuegos that was actually El Padrino.
And he didn't think we knew.
Yeah, I don't think he had any idea. He's just like, you know, he's out of office.
I'm not El Padrino.
Right. So
I'm a government official. I'm on the up and up.
You know he's going to fight it on that.
Crazy.
Yeah, and here's the thing was he was actually the guy that was in charge of waging Mexico's war against organized crime. And he is the biggest crime boss in the country, and he's the one who runs. So that just lets you know in these countries how corrupt it is and how there's no way you can really win the war on drugs when you're going against the Mexican government. That is sending the drugs in, and they have the protection of the military to do it.
It's exactly Queen of the South.
Really? Okay.
Yes, you would really like it if you like that plot line.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. I mean, to me, right there alone, that's a whole season of Narcos on Netflix.
Oh,
El Padrino.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's a real life story, which is what's so amazing about that stuff. So I did a deep dive on that because I was kind of curious, who was this dude and how much power did he have? And it turns out it was a lot, and it's a pretty fascinating story that a lot of people necessarily aren't talking about.
When they arrest a cat like that, what happens to his wife and kids that were traveling with him?
It's a great question. I don't know. I assume that they probably send them back, would be my guess, because they just necessarily, they probably want him. But, there's probably questioning that goes on with them, and they'll try to get as much information out of them as they can.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I thought so, too. So some fascinating stuff here on the KVJ Show.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to kvjshow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
I was telling you a second ago about the arrest of El Padrino, the Godfather. He was the second highest ranking dude in Mexico, and he was in charge of their war on drugs, and he was actually the...
I declare war on myself. I'm not going to come down on myself very hard.
He was running Mexico's H2 cartel while wiping out the other cartels and doing great.
That is amazing.
Yeah, he finally got done with all that and was taking his family on vacation and got popped in L.A. He's like, how fun is that? He's like, finally, I get to relax and enjoy all this cocaine money, and they pop him right away. Somebody said you got to check out the documentary, The Last Narco, I think it is, on Netflix. I'm not sure what it's on, but that is the one that's interesting as well. And that actually incriminates the U.S., that we had one of our own drug agents killed because they were trying to protect the identity of the Iran-Contra deal that was going on.
So we're all corrupt?
So the U.S., yeah. I mean, the war on drugs is really just a big sham. It's so all these, big governments can make money and do all this kind of stuff. And so
governments are a big sham.
It's big business, baby.
It's big business.
Look at Miami. Look how great Miami looks.
Yeah.
Don't ever look at any of these people and think, oh, they're servants. They're public servants. No, it's about their own personal profit.
There's so much money in it. I don't know if they have any desire to really stamp out drugs. I think they really like drugs. I think they're like, drugs are good business. We make a lot of money off of it, and we can do a lot of shady underdealings under the name of drugs. Jbird, you're telling me that there's another interesting documentary I know some people were talking about. I saw a little bit about it, the trial of the Chicago 7 that's on Netflix.
It's not a documentary. It's a movie, and it's based on true events. And your boy Sacha Baron Cohen's in it. He does a great job. I heard
there's a scene with him, Sacha Baron Cohen, on this witness stand. And they likened it to Few Good Men.
Oh. Few Good Men's better,
but
in my opinion.
The scene that they had, that's what they're saying. They're saying the acting performance, they likened it to what Jack Nicholson had done.
Collectively, I would say that was one of the better courtroom scenes, especially towards the end. A lot of it takes place in our courtroom, and the acting across the board's phenomenal. So if you love a lot of driven dialogue and good writing.
I've heard good things about it.
Sorkin does it, I believe.
Aaron Sorkin, yeah. He's very good. He's got a lot of good projects. The Trial of the Chicago 7.
It's an interesting story that I'd never heard of before.
Yeah, I'm the same way. That's something I'm going to delve into hopefully this week and check that out. So some good TV for you. Also, somebody said, Virginia, on you getting drunk and deleting your text messages, they said, I do that all the time, so I don't have to see who I drunk texted the next morning. So they don't want that regret the next morning, so I got to delete.
If you... didn't you know that on Facebook, if you go into Facebook Messenger and let's say you write something terribly inappropriate to somebody at 11:45 p.m. and you go, oh my gosh, what have I done? They have a take back kind of message.
Oh.
So when you see it, if you're the receiver, you go, someone sent me a message at 11:45 p.m., but then they retracted it. What's all that about?
Oh,
they have that. So it shows you they're saying something to you and they took it away.
It should just have like it should be able to detect when you're a little bit hammered and have almost like a cloud and put all your messages into that, and then the next day be like, do you still want to send these?
I know that feeling though when you don't want to read the text messages back of what you sent.
Yeah, you're like, oh boy.
But just because you don't read it or erase it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. It's still all there. It's just, that feeling of regret the next day. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, there's a lot of stuff we're talking about that you can watch at home, but what about renting out your own theater? Told you about AMC saying they may not even last the year. They got enough cash flow to take them into January, and that's about it. So they're doing something kind of interesting where you can actually go and get your own theater with you and your friends, and I can't believe how ridiculously cheap it is. I'll give you all the details. Yeah, coming up next. Well, the movie theaters are definitely struggling. A lot of the films have been bumped back. It looks maybe about by Christmas, if things, I guess, stay on the current trend, you'll see Wonder Woman, Top Gun's going to be coming out. The Bond movie, I think, has been pushed to next year at some point, and it's been really disastrous. You can imagine AMC Theaters, which is America's largest movie chain, has said that they only have enough cash to last basically through the end of the year, and they could be filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in early 2021.
Do you say December because that's after the election, or is that a gut feeling? Or
that's what they've said.
Got ya.
They said, yeah, their cash reserves, because they're running right now on just, they're losing money. Hand over fist. I mean, their shares are down 48% for the year, and attendance is down 85%. Ooh. So you can imagine with many businesses, if you lose 85% of your business for a year, which is what they're going to be coming up on, that will take a lot of businesses out.
You're done.
Yeah, I'm noticing the highest gross is usually about $3 million now, kind of what they're taking in.
Yeah, that's considered a blockbuster. Yeah, whereas before, Great Weekend was 60, 80 million, something like that. Yeah, so it is a big, big difference. So they have reopened 494 of their 598 U.S. theaters, but nobody's coming out to see any movies. And so they've come up with a new idea. Tell me how cool this would be, kind of be. They're realizing that people just don't want to go sit in a theater with a bunch of strangers. So I'm sure somebody said, well, what if we just gave them a theater for their friends or family that they trust? Because there's something about it. It's kind of like back to the playground where we think everybody else has got cooties. And we don't, because, of course, we're clean. We know our own habits. We know we're actually washing our hands. But that dastardly person over there, I can see in their eyes, they didn't wash their hands. And so what they're doing is they are going to be renting out their theaters. Groups of up to 20 people can go in for a private user experience. And I thought it was pretty affordable. It starts at $99.
What?
Yeah, what? I mean,
for 20 people.
I used to be taking my kid to the movie would cost $99. Now you're telling me I can actually get a whole theater for up to 20 people for $99?
That's
crazy.
A pretty sweet deal.
I thought it was a really good deal. I mean, this is how desperate AMC is.
Huh.
They say that the rental can go up to $350 depending upon the movie chosen. Now, that's probably where they get you.
Do they give you also like microwavable popcorn?
Well, the popcorn and other snacks, they're not included, but you can buy them using the snack vouchers. And you can also actually go and bring in your own food, but there's going to be a $250 catering fee on the condition that AMC doesn't allow people to bring in stuff that they already sell or that require a quote-unquote heating element because they don't want people burning down their theaters.
Gotcha.
But other than that, you could bring in your own food. If you go out and get a whole buffet of stuff, you could take that into the actual theater with you.
Okay, I kind of do that already.
Yeah. So, that's their little way of trying to make it. They say currently 34 films are being offered in rental packages. The older ones are the cheaper ones at $99. Newer movies begin at $150.
I'd totally do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you divide it up, with 20 friends, I mean, that's really a pretty good deal.
Just to have a cool experience, bring in some good food.
Yeah.
To be able to say this whole theater's ours.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, if you even went for the most expensive, the $350 option, you got 20 friends, that comes out to $17.50 a piece.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Is that real KVJ math?
Bam.
Dang.
It's just a by calculator. But, that's not a bad little deal there. So that's one thing that they're looking into. So, not to say it's going to save AMC. They definitely, I think, need the old life back of how they would make $62 million in a weekend, but it's something to do.
Something.
Well, and in the meantime, you could take advantage of that. So if you're looking to maybe do that, check in with AMC Theaters and see what they got. Maybe Regal will see if it starts working for AMC, and they'll do the exact same thing. Okay, your celebrity birthdays for today. Big shout out here to several people, including Chris Kattan. He's turning 50 years old today, formerly of Saturday Night Live. Trey Parker from South Park fame is turning 51 today. And that dude has got some cash. I was kind of seeing a breakdown on how much some of these actors and actresses have made off residuals from their show. I'll share that with you coming up here in just a few, how much he has made off of South Park. And Jon Favreau is 54 today. People were raving about him. He'd done the Iron Man movie, and now he's doing The Mandalorian on Disney+. And for the most part, I don't think I've really heard any Star Wars fans that dislike The Mandalorian. It seems like it's highly praised.
It brought people back like myself who hated the last 2 movies of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It brought a lot of the old school fans back.
And in 11 days, I believe, you've got the debut of the new season of The Mandalorian on Disney+.
I figure I was going to get that information from Virginia, knowing she's such a Star Wars fan.
Right.
I do have a Star Wars tidbit for you. I noticed in the Publix yesterday they have a Mandalorian cereal.
Oh, well, thanks. That's such a...
I was going to get it for you, but it was like $6. I'm like,
wow.
Cereal
that's
is,
a lot.
Cereal's very expensive.
Why is cereal $6?
I don't know.
When I last checked, I remember it being like $3.
And it's always never filled up to the brim. It's always half a bag.
They can suck it with that $6 price tag. I ain't buying no Mandalorian cereal.
Yeah.
It was the thought that counts. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, happy 11th birthday shout out that we got here from Mom, Dad, Morgan, Bella, and Max. It's to Liv. Happy birthday, Liv. Also, happy 15th birthday to the Quads. Oh, look at that. Quadruplets.
Wow.
Yeah, love you so much. Miles, Carrie, Kuru, and Kirsten. Y'all make us very proud. From Big Daddy, Big Mama, Rocco, Simba, and Noel. You can see a photo of the Quads there, from babies to how they look today.
Beautiful family.
Could you imagine if you had 4 babies at once? I think I would just...
Did you just get in the car and drive north?
Yeah, I'd be like, bye, babies. I think I would have to give 2 of them to friends, right?
I mean, that changes your life on such a huge level.
Yeah.
Oh my
it does.
gosh. 2 babies.
How
but
about that,
4. Those parents deserve sainthood.
Is that something that it's just so big that you're like, you know what? We got this. It's so overwhelmingly big, it doesn't freak you out.
It'd be amazing. It really would be quite a challenge. I mean, it's going to definitely shape the course of your life. 2 boys, 2 girls.
I mean, get them playing instruments right now. Let's start a band.
Hey, you're right about
It's
that.
true.
Huh? Yeah. Also, want to wish Hunter James King a happy 6th birthday.
Oh, we know Hunter.
From Jen and Greg, sent that in.
Happy birthday.
Also, happy 13th birthday to our son Caden from Mom, Dad, Drew, and Luna, a.k.a. Looney Tunes. Got a cool little photo. Aren't dogs the best?
Oh, it's good.
Hugging his puppy.
Good picture.
Dogs are the best. So you want to see your photos, you can watch KVJ TV. They're on YouTube right now. Just go to YouTube and look for The KVJ Show, and you can get it there. And if you want to get a birthday shout-out on The KVJ Show, you can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Let you know just how much money some of these actors have made from TV shows. Just how much have you ever heard the exact number of what Seinfeld makes every year?
No, and this is just off of reruns?
Yeah, this is off the residuals.
Him and Larry David, they make, I think, the most out of everybody from that crew, from the
The
Seinfeld.
writers making the cash. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting on one end. On another end, how much do you make if you're on Full House? What are those residuals worth for Bob Saget?
This is just money they make by doing nothing.
Yeah, they've already made it, and it's in reruns, and somebody else is showing it, so they get a check that just shows up.
My buddy JR, he did a guest spot in Ballers, and Ballers was a show on HBO, and he still gets a residual check, and they sent him one the other day for 0.00. They sent out a check for that.
Wow.
So
no
it's-
money.
Why would they send a check for 0.00?
I think it probably has to do with their booking contracts, probably something like that. It seems absolutely asinine, and it really is, but there was probably a lawsuit once upon a time.
You're
where,
right.
regardless of whatever, you still have to send out the paperwork.
My man's bringing in nothing from that episode.
Not even a penny?
Well, wait till you hear how much Bob Saget makes off Full House. So we got that for you on the way in minutes here. And also, a round of Think Fast is coming up on the KVJ show. Man, listen to how much money some of these actors make, and then also listen to how little some of these actors make on their classic TV shows. Jerry Seinfeld, you know that he's made bank off of the TV show Seinfeld that carries his name. You know, it went off the air May 14th, 1998, and he still makes a solid amount of money on that show every single year. Have you ever heard how much he makes annually off of Seinfeld?
I have no idea. I'm so curious.
Take a guess. How much do you think? Just curious where your ballpark thoughts would be.
I don't know.
He's making $12 million just on the residuals.
Okay. Yeah, ballparking it, $12 million. What do you think, Virginia?
That sounds like a lot.
I think it's probably more.
More?
Probably.
More than $12 million a year?
I would say $1 million. I don't know.
Okay. You're close with the number one, Virginia, except you need to add another one and then add a zero. That'd be $110 million every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's still on.
He makes $110 million every year off of Seinfeld, a show that went off the air in 1998. Times 110.
No wonder he's riding the pandemic fine. I saw him on 60 Minutes. I'm like, damn, he looks so relaxed.
Yeah.
That's why.
22 years ago, it goes off the air. 110 times 22. It's a pretty solid amount.
He's listed of having a $950 million net worth.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He's almost a billionaire.
Yeah. And he probably is spending money like crazy, and he just doesn't even care. It's just absolutely insane.
Would you at that point?
No.
I mean, Larry David, they're saying he's worth a half, $500 million.
Yeah. Probably he may make just a shade less than Jerry Seinfeld, but $110 million every single year.
It's insane.
Now, all these deals are going to be different. So Jerry Seinfeld is getting the residuals every single year. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was Elaine on the show, I think she took just kind of like a lump sum. She still walked away with $400 million.
I mean,
that's how much she walked away with, and I think she's done. So
and then she still worked after and had a hit series.
Yeah. I mean, Veep. How many seasons was that? 7, I think, for HBO, and she'll make money, I'm sure, residuals off of that. So she's doing all right too. Don't worry about Elaine.
She'll be okay.
She's doing okay. He's celebrating a birthday today. Matt Stone, Trey Parker, those guys from South Park. They have made up to about $500 million. That's about where they are, South Park. And that's 23 seasons.
I can see that. They're very popular still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they're still doing all right, money-wise. Charlie Sheen, remember how much money he was making on 2.5 Men? He is still making up to $20 million.
And that's just residuals?
Off of 2.5 Men.
Wow.
What's Ducky making, John Cryer?
I was surprised that it's the same amount. That's what they were saying in this article.
It should be because they split the duties, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess so. And then he, continued on when Charlie Sheen was gone. So I don't know that would have affected. But I actually was surprised to see that John Cryer got the same amount as Charlie Sheen on that show. The difference between Kelsey Grammer and David Hyde Pierce for Frasier is a little bit different. David Hyde Pierce, who played Niles on the show, he walked away with $40 million. That show ended in 1993. It's been gone a while. And Kelsey Grammer, who was Frasier, he's still making $13 million a year off of it.
Dang.
I mean, even just the $40 million lump sum that you got. I mean, you're set, and so is your family. $40 million?
Yeah. How cushy is that? These are shows. Frasier, the final episode was, they brought one back for 2004, but it still hasn't been on TV for 16 years.
If the Kevin Ralston had $40 million in the bank right now, what is your life? How does your life change? Do you
drastically?
Do you stop the show? Are you done with?
I do different stuff. Yeah.
The KVJ show's dead.
Well, it's so time consuming.
But you can do it in a way where it's so turnkey for you.
Yeah, pay
With
somebody
that
else to prep for me.
With that kind of money,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
could do
maybe.
the Seacrest thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. He just walks in, they just hand him a show. And
You could probably maybe do less shows too.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I think we're screwed if Kevin wins a lot of money.
I'll do the
Virginia.
Stern deal and go to 3 days a week.
Yeah, you could do 3 days a week. You could go completely podcast and just forget about broadcast, and you could write your own agenda.
There's rules you wouldn't have to follow because you have the means and money.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I think it would be cool to do the KVJ show, and now it's almost kind of like you're protected.
Yeah.
You think the Queen would let him pay us or no?
I'd have to pay you.
I mean,
What are
like
we talking about the whole setup here?
slice us off a big piece.
Oh, you mean
the 40 million.
Just I can't speak for the Queen. I know if I got 40 million, y'all getting a piece of it.
Yeah.
Because you're in charge of your money.
Right.
You don't have a wife. Wives tend to be bossy about the money.
I've noticed that.
Some of the other ones, Ray Romano, he still makes $18 million a year off Everybody Loves Raymond.
Wow. That's insane.
It's been 15 years since their final episode, and he still makes that much money.
Every single year he makes that without doing anything. No, not even leaving your house.
Well, what I was surprised by is he's making that off Everybody Loves Raymond, and the Friends cast is now. Here's the difference, I guess. One, Ray Romano, it's one dude. He was Raymond,
the creator.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody on the Friends cast, there's 5 of them. They do $20 million each a year. That's what they're making off of Friends, and they have not aired an episode of Friends since May 6th of 2004.
But you just know you have 20 million coming every single
year.
That's without anything else, yeah.
You could buy yachts galore, whatever you want.
You don't do anything at all, and you are going to get paid $20 million this year for doing nothing.
It's a constant vacation.
You could do whatever project even if it sucks, you could still do it.
It wouldn't matter if it sucked.
Doesn't even matter.
Tim Allen still makes $18 million a year off of Home Improvement.
I believe at one point Tim Allen had the biggest book, the biggest movie, and the highest rated show in the country at one point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, his latest show is just getting ready to go off the air, Last Man Standing. But, yeah, I mean, the final episode of Home Improvement was 1999, 21 years ago.
Were you ever into that show? People loved it.
I saw it a few times, but it wasn't anything I would say that I loved.
Yeah,
I didn't
I don't love
it
it either.
It was okay.
Who do you think makes more money for their Doctor TV show? McDreamy, Patrick Dempsey for Grey's Anatomy, or George Clooney from ER?
McDreamy, because it was a different time. McDreamy started to realize how much he was worth. I'm going McDreamy.
McDreamy, you are correct. He brings in $20 million a year off of Grey's Anatomy. That's his residuals.
Didn't he kind of have a bigger role with Grey's Anatomy than Clooney had with ER?
Possibly. Clooney's still doing great. Clooney's still making $13 million a year off of ER.
Gosh.
Off of ER?
Off of ER, Clooney is making $13 million a year in
old
residuals off of that.
show.
Even if it was only, let's say, $100 a month, could you imagine having old bits or old things we've done in the past where we get residual money just coming in no matter what?
Yeah.
How amazing would
It would
that
be
be?
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Artists have that. Actors have that. What a great gig.
Gosh, radio really does it wrong.
We should have been actors, but we're not good.
The thing that was surprising to me with Grey's Anatomy is Patrick Dempsey and Ellen Pompeo bring home the same amount in residuals every year, $20 million. And she is Grey.
Yeah. She should make more, right?
You would think.
It all depends on your agent, too. I mean, if you don't like your contract, you get an agent to fight for you, and then you make negotiations.
Right, and
it's
that's-
not. A lot of times people think there's inequality going on when there's really, you have a bad agent.
On Big Bang Theory, your Jim Parsons, Johnny Galecki, they're all doing $10 million a year is what they get for a show that, just signed off last year. Ed O'Neill, Married with Children, just signed off. He's doing $10 million a year. Not too bad. Even Ted Danson from Cheers, $5 million a year, and that show went off the air in '93.
I mean, it's Cheers. $5 mil.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Okay, who do you think makes more money off of residuals? David Hasselhoff or Bob Saget? David Hasselhoff with Baywatch, Bob Saget with Full House.
Keep in mind, Baywatch was massive in other countries.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, huge, but Saget is worth a ton.
Okay.
I'm locking in Saget.
You're locking in Saget. You are incorrect if you believe Saget. And other actors have kind of vouched for this as well. He says he makes up to $2,000 a year off Full House, and I don't know if I believe him. But another actor had said the same thing. Maybe got them on the same page to hide that amount because they're trying to dig in and find it. The Hoff makes $4 million a year off Baywatch.
There's no way Saget's only getting X amount of money for.
He said that he didn't do one of the writing credits and he wasn't one of the producers, and so that's why he doesn't make any money off of it.
Huh.
That was at least what he said.
I know he's worth a lot of money, though.
There were some that were kind of surprising to me. Jason Bateman on Arrested Development, $50,000
a year.
Yeah, that's all he gets.
I don't know if that was a huge smash like some of the like a Seinfeld. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
it
guess.
It wasn't that big. They actually got canceled.
And Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston, $1.2 million a year.
Wow.
And that's it. But I was thinking, I know it's AMC, but I was still thinking that
he might have signed a different deal too, because before Breaking Bad hit, maybe that's in his you know how contracts are.
Yeah.
If it hasn't been proven yet, they're not going to give you that much money.
And Steve Carell, your boy for The Office, he gets $250 an episode. So whenever an episode airs anywhere, he gets $250 for that. So it all fluctuates.
But that's still a lot of money.
When you start thinking of all the places running Office episodes with him in it, every time you see one, cha-ching, $250.
There was just a marathon on the other day. He's making all that money.
Cha-ching, $250, cha-ching, $250. So it doesn't sound like a lot when you say $250, but how many times does it run and where?
I feel like something weird happened with Steve Carell in The Office, because if you go to Netflix and you see the actual kind of like the thing that promotes it, they have every actor on there but Steve Carell, and he's the main actor there.
Didn't he leave though?
He was there 7 out of 9 seasons, and he was the man. He was.
Right.
How do you not have him in the promo? It's
Might
weird
be
to
some
me.
kind of like weird money deal.
That's what I was wondering.
That's going on there. All right, coming up here on the KVJ show, you guys about ready to think fast?
So ready.
Bam. Yeah. All right, we're going to be testing your brain power here on a Monday morning. Going to find out about Jbird's trip to the Devil Tree, how that went over the weekend as well. So stick around. It's coming up here on the KVJ show. Think fast.
Oh, we are so ready.
Good. Love to hear that. Okay, let's see how well you guys woken up here on a Monday morning. Okay, I'm going to throw something out here. You got to give me something sensible back to get a point. Fastest correct answer.
Sensible. You heard him, Bird.
Yeah, I got to throw that in there. All right, we'll judge sensible suits of myself. All right, first up, something that people steal from work starting with the letter T.
Tape.
Oh, Virginia. Bam, she is the definition of think fast.
I can tell I'm not going to do good today. That was in such slow-mo. I couldn't even get anything out. Wow.
When Virginia's fast, look out. Okay.
Maybe I just steal a lot of tape from work.
That's true.
Top of mind.
Okay, next up, think fast. A laundry product starting with the letter D.
Detergent.
Detergent, okay. I'll give you a point on that.
That was fast.
Okay. Think fast. Something your kid might hide in a room starting with the letter C.
Crayon.
What is it?
Crayon? Crayon? Now it
Why
sounds
do you
weird to
say
me.
crayon so weird?
It sounds weird to me now.
Crayon.
Crayon?
Crayon.
Like cranberry?
I guess you could hide that.
Hides a crayon? Come on.
Crayon.
Crayon. I say it real lazily. I also haven't said the word in a long time.
Crayon.
Crayon? He said crayon.
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 You get the point, but you got to say it right.
Somebody else out there says crayon, right? Maybe
Crayon?
not. Crayon?
Nobody says crayon.
It must be my dialect.
Crayon?
Crayon.
It's crayon.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, I'm enjoying this. Okay, think fast. Next up, a job that requires a college education starting with the letter P.
Please!
Professor.
Professor, yes. Very nice.
You yelled police at us and scared everybody.
Yeah, start hiding stuff.
Denny's hid his weed.
Put your hands up!
Denny's ducked under the table.
Don't ever yell police.
Oh, sweet Denny's, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
Okay, Virginia's up 2-1 here and think fast. All right, something you might find in your couch cushions that starts with the letter P.
Pennies.
Oh, Virginia.
So fast.
She is one away from a win.
Or crane. Crayon.
Crayon. It's a crayon.
Crayon.
You know, what kids draw with crayon. What?
What? Are you high?
Maybe a little.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Okay, think fast here. A scent of a candle that starts with the letter L.
Lavender.
Lint?
I like how it's considered for a second.
It doesn't feel good, Denny's.
Yeah, lint.
Compared to lavender.
Smell that lint wafting through the house?
I wanted to say lime, but lint came out.
Yeah, we're going to get that point to Virginia and the win.
Dag nabbit.
Virginia was thinking fast today and takes it. Well, Halloween is just right around the corner. This is the month of spooky, and Jbird and his Weird and Whatever crew have kicked it up a notch. They went to the Devil Tree in Port St. Lucie over the weekend just to see what kind of spirits might be there and what they could possibly conjure up. Now, the story, if you do not know it, about the Devil Tree, there was a police officer that killed 2 girls, apparently at that site, and then put their bodies hanging from the tree. And that is the story of the Devil Tree.
I guess there wasn't a lot of physical evidence out there, so long ago. So they're not exactly how he did it, but there's if he followed the MO of what he did, he liked to kill in pairs, Virginia.
Oh my God.
And then he liked to pit them against each other. So, hey, why should she live and you not? Or vice versa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is he now?
He got stabbed in prison.
Okay, so he's dead.
Yeah, and even that was kind of a mysterious kind of a murder. There was a footprint in blood that looked like it was one of the police officers there.
Wow.
Sorry, karma's a biatch.
That's what I said. I mean, if you're that evil.
If somebody did that to one of my kids, I would figure out how to get them stabbed in prison. Don't think it wouldn't be my mission every minute of every day until they died in prison.
If you look this serial killer up, he's only been convicted of 2. But supposedly he admitted to over 100, and I believe the police zoned in to about 33 they could kind of link him to.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a lot of the belongings to the victims in possession. He was one of those guys that
would keep a souvenir.
Yeah.
Dang.
Now, you've gone to the Devil Tree very long time ago, and I remember that was quite a to-do. You got stranded up in Port St. Lucie, and it was just all kinds of havoc.
Because I went there at nighttime, and I was doing it renegade style, and it's a park, so you're not allowed to be there after hours, and I was there, and the police heard about it because we were talking about it on the air. I had to hide out from the police.
Yeah, it was quite an adventure.
I had to hitchhike back home.
Yeah.
And remember, I looked possessed for about 3 days.
Yeah, you did.
I got really
you brought
sick
something
out
back
there.
with you, yeah. And you said that there's something mysterious going on with Vicky, who is the psychic medium that you have on your podcast, Weird and Whatever, that she has had some interesting experiences since she left the Devil Tree on Saturday.
She feels like she's taken home one of the victims.
I told you this was going to happen.
She keeps on feeling a pressure on her neck. And what she said when she got in the car, her CD spit out of her car. And my first question was, you have a CD player?
Right, that's the first question.
How old is your car?
But she said the CD spit out. And there was one weird thing that happened. Now, we're trying to figure out if it was her bending over and it fell out. But she said that the thing that records all of the EVPs, she ends up finding it on the ground while we were walking at the Devil Tree, and it was just hanging out there. And we don't know if it was thrown out of her pocket or if she bent over and it fell out. But she's walking and then she finds her recorder. A lot of weird stuff, Virginia.
Okay.
But we're also looking for weird things too.
Is she okay, or is she still waking up this morning with pressure on her neck like she feels like one of the victims?
I believe she's in class right now, but she believes that she feels something. We feel like we located a vortex in the woods as well.
What is a vortex?
Kind of where things can come through.
Spirits?
Yes.
And kind of like a spirit door?
She had me lean. She goes, close your eyes and lean right here. And it did feel like something was pushing me. I was all wobbling.
Well, if you close your eyes, she probably pushed you.
And I don't have the best balance either. There's a lot working against me.
Interesting. How many people were with you?
So it was supposed to be just the Weird and Whatever crew, which is 5, but a lot of Pizzle people showed up.
Oh.
The the one thing I noticed, by the way, I love the Pizzle people. They are my kind of people, but they do not like wearing a mask in the Pizzle.
Yeah, northern counties don't have the same mandates as Palm Beach County.
I noticed, well, not only with the crew that came out, but just at the gas stations and just out and about, the Pizzle didn't have as many as Palm Beach County.
Yeah, we're in a different setup with masks.
I was wearing a mask, and I talked to Denny to go, I think they're going to make fun of me for wearing a mask here.
Just wear it. Because the backlash you get for not wearing it is way worse.
Don't worry, I made sure that nobody wearing a mask was in the video.
Yeah, you got to watch taking those photos.
Believe me, I know.
People will just have so much to say.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
So is she the only one that got possessed, Vicky?
I wouldn't call it possessed. That's what you want.
But do you think that maybe the spirit of one of the girls is attached to her now and is...
So what Vicky does is she puts out the recorder and she asks if anyone needs help. Can I help you? Can I try to have you move on to the next level? And she's out there asking, can I help you? And she feels like maybe one of the victims, she first thought it was the killer she brought back, Schaefer. But she feels like it's the victim.
Like it was he that was doing the strangling, but she thinks it might be one of the girls that is.
She doesn't feel like it's Schaefer. She feels like it's a victim.
Ay, what the hell are y'all doing?
Yeah.
We were getting answers, Virginia.
Really?
We're getting answers.
What answer did you get?
That the devil tree is haunted AF.
I mean, this is your thing. Every time you do one of these, you get somebody's ass possessed.
I got the gift. I got that ghost gift.
I wouldn't even go with you to Walmart. It runs a risk.
I wouldn't, because something usually goes down at Walmart too. Not ghost related, just weird.
I'm fascinated by her having this feeling on her neck afterwards.
Oh, Meredith in the chat room goes, what happened to the Facebook Live? We tried to do Facebook Live out in the Devil Tree, but it malfunctioned.
Really? Wow.
The Devil Tree don't have Wi-Fi?
Apparently, it did not like us doing Facebook Live. It wouldn't even let us get on.
They don't have 5G in the spirit world?
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, Virginia. But the vlog's coming. It should either drop today or tomorrow. There's just so much footage to go through. A lot of terrible footage as well.
Was Ryan Beckett there looking all cute?
Ryan Beckett was there. I accidentally stepped in a piss ant or a fire ant pile. I was like looking at something. I stepped in the biggest ant pile. I've got the worst, reaction to my foot.
Fire ants do not play.
Of course there was a crowd watching.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that on video?
We got some of it, yeah.
And people are asking, I see Vicky in the chat room right now for KVJ TV. You guys did not touch any of the trees?
I touched plenty of trees.
Oh, okay. She said, no, we didn't touch any of the trees.
Speak for yourself, Vicky, I did.
Did you find the actual devil tree, or do you not know?
Here's the thing about all that. We were met with the locals, and some of the locals said they knew where the tree was at, but then when we got in the woods, we realized nobody knows where the tree is at. People go to certain trees at the devil tree that look evil, and they perform ceremonies. There's one tree in there that's got some burn marks, and almost like there's a face in there, but we don't think that's the right tree.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to know where the actual devil tree is at.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's more of the park that is haunted.
Oh. Okay.
I love the sound effects.
Wow, there you go. Well, on the mask thing, I know that is one of the big call-outs that happened. Jbird started off this morning talking about how these kids were swimming at a public pool, and there was a woman there trying to tell them they needed to put their masks on while they were swimming.
In the pool?
In the pool.
They were waiting in the pool, but still, though, they were going under. I wouldn't say they were swimming laps, but they were in the pool, and she wanted them to have a mask on.
Yeah. No, sorry, lady. It doesn't work that way.
No, it does
Yeah.
not.
You go inside a building. Yeah, there are mask mandates. Somebody said, yeah, in Port St. Lucie, they still have the mask mandate for that, I guess, going inside of a building. And I'm all cool with that. But yeah, if I'm standing distanced apart, and that's what they say, if you're standing distance apart from somebody outside.
We were out in the woods and everyone was distanced, so it was fine.
Yeah, you're going to be good. Don't worry about it. And if you don't like it that people aren't wearing masks in that situation, then stay home.
Well, I had to tell the Pizzle people, I said, look, we're about to do a Facebook Live video, and I just can't have y'all without no mask on. They were very cool about it. They're very, very cool.
We're about to try to do a Facebook Live and then have it not work. So...
Look, spirits, bruh.
Yeah, and Mercury is in retrograde.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
And don't we have a full moon for Halloween?
Do we?
I think we had a full moon for Halloween.
We do.
That's amazing. Then the next
full
day,
moon on a Saturday. I mean,
time change.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is the Mercury in retro still going on? Will that be going on in Halloween?
It ends on Election Day.
It is. This Halloween's going to be littered with just craziness. Oh, this is perfect for Halloween.
It is.
And that weekend is dumb daylight savings time.
I know.
Somebody said I did a day trip to Georgia over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure only 5% of the people there were wearing a mask.
I don't doubt that at all.
I was there a month or so ago. Rural Georgia, absolutely. Nobody's wearing a mask. Atlanta, I was impressed at a good bit of people.
Big city.
Yeah, cities, I think people still are a little bit.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
You know, relationships can make you crazy. You think you're a pretty balanced person, and then you just got all emotional when somebody does you wrong in a relationship, and you just flip your lid. Who knows? And I can't even tell you what's going on with this news anchor in Anchorage. She's the one that had the affair with the mayor, and he then rescinded his office because of it, and then she wound up punching her station manager in the face, who she also had an affair with.
She wasn't crazy before this. Men made her crazy.
You think that's the case? I guess we don't know the answer.
Don't fall for it. It's a trap. The witch just wants to get your blood pressure boiling.
But late last week, we played one of the best voicemail messages ever that she had left for the former mayor now of Anchorage, Alaska, with the best tagline to end ever.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
Yeah, that's just the tone and the voice.
Full of emotion.
It is right there. So, yeah, we were talking a little bit on Friday about how maybe you've stepped into crazy a little bit. A relationship kind of pushed you there, especially if they cheat. Maybe you lashed out and did something, and I thought this was pretty genius. You're telling me about a story, Virginia, you'd heard where somebody got a little bit froggy with some bleach.
Yes.
Bleach will take a lot of things out, by the way.
That is a weapon.
Yeah.
Bleach is absolutely a weapon, and this wife of like 15 years, she was married to this dude. He was cheating on her, and not only was he cheating, but he had a girlfriend that he was paying for an apartment. It had been going on for months and months and months. Like, she started deep diving into the finances and realized, they were supporting this side piece.
Unreal.
So she went in his closet with a spray bottle filled with bleach and sprayed all of his clothes. So they all have bleach marks on them, and then took the bleach and dumped it on the floor mats and the floor of the Mercedes. Black floor mats, black Mercedes.
It's going to be like a cow-colored interior now.
Yeah, I've been a victim of many bleach crimes, and it ruins all clothing.
It does.
I'll be cleaning my little kitchen area, and I'll have a long sleeve shirt on, and I look down, and my entire sleeve has got cow marks on it.
Bleach will get you.
Oh, it's one of the worst things ever. That's crazy. I remember somebody called in and told the story where they went through, and the clothes seemed to be one of the big targets. Is you go after a person's clothes, and what they did subtly, they just went and cut the nipples out of all their shirts. So it's like they had
it's a good look.
Every shirt they put on, like their nipples would poke through.
That's amazing.
Which, to me, I thought that was pretty good.
It shows a lot of time and dedication, work.
It does, man. A little thing of bleach is a lot faster, but nipple cutting means you have an axe to grind.
Yeah, no, it does.
It's so emotional. it's
And I guess people might look at you and they're like, oh, you're crazy, you lost your mind, blah, blah, blah.
No, you were pushed to that point.
Yeah, I mean, how much of it is you and how much you justify before people be like, okay, they're certifiably nuts?
The news anchor sounds certifiably nuts to me. There's just a tone, there's a key of crazy in that voice.
She does have a crazy voice, no doubt. But the question is she really that crazy, or was she driven to be that crazy?
I don't know, man. I get a crazy vibe from her.
Yes. Okay. Well, anybody else want to talk about how they stepped into crazy, you can let us know. Some people throwing in some other suggestions. When we're talking about what song from today would you tell somebody about in 50 years if they said, give me an example of modern music. Somebody said, how'd you guys not put Harry Styles, Watermelon Sugar on there?
Because, well, never mind.
I'm already sick of it because
So
all
burned.
he just says watermelon sugar over
It's
and over.
3 chords and 9 words. But that's a sign of our times. So
Yeah.
maybe that's.
It's not that you're judging. You're just saying, hey, this is what people listen to.
I was so used to singing Watermelon Kevin.
I like that. Watermelon Kev. Be delicious and sweet. And I like this too. Childish Gambino. Somebody said, put that. This is America.
Okay.
That really does kind of sum things up. Also talks about the times too. That'd probably be number 1 on my list. Let me see. We were talking about people that have stepped into crazy, but then the flip side of that, if you are with somebody that stepped into crazy, you might want to just leave. That usually is the best thing, because what are you going to do? Engage with that, and then somebody calls the cops, and then
It's rough.
yeah, just you know what? Get on your bike and ride.
Just go north. Go
Yeah.
to the woods.
Yeah.
The answers are in the woods, Virginia.
Get on your bike and
If
ride.
they're in the woods, I probably am not going to figure stuff out then because I'm afraid of ticks.
You would not do well in the woods.
I wouldn't.
You need to go to the big. You're a big city gal.
Only woods I like is Tiger's Restaurant.
Yeah, not the same. There's been a huge surge in people that are heading to national parks. Obviously, it all makes sense with the pandemic and social distancing and being outside. And, you know, that's what's safe with the coronavirus still around. But there are a lot of people, too, because I think I saw like 6 million people more have not paid their rent this month than did this time last year.
Wow.
And that'll let you know a status on what is going on with the economy and what has happened because of the coronavirus. So some people are downgrading and actually doing that van life that I was telling you about, where they are tricking out a van and they're putting a bed in there and whatever they need. And basically they're going homeless, I guess.
I could do that by myself or with somebody that we got to be on the same page if you got a partner doing that. One of them can't be bummed out that they're in the woods in a van. If you're both excited, I think that could work. It could be a fun adventure.
Well, and they're not all equal. Like you see on TikTok, they have a lot of people that are taking just regular vans or tricking them out, and they're showing you how you can go to Home Depot and for $50, you too can convert your van and get a cheap van and all that stuff. But even the high-end people are getting into this as well. We were walking by the Bend on Saturday, and somebody had pulled up in one of those Mercedes Sprinter or whatever it was, and we saw the door. I mean, it was, you could sleep in that thing, travel around in it, and I was like, wow. And everything was high end. It was Mercedes level. I was just like, man, not everybody's doing it the same way, are they?
That's the kind of van Virginia needs to be in. That's the only way she's doing this.
Well, it seems like more and more people are doing it. To travel, and they can go check out all the parks, because that is the one thing that still seems to be wide open. If you want to go check out all these theme parks, and I'm seeing a lot of places that you can go around to the natural parks.
The Sprinter van itself is not super expensive because we rented one time to go to Mardi Gras, but it was just basic. It was regular. The expensive part is the customization.
Right,
The tricking it out.
The Sprinter van, did it have some cool amenities or no? Not really.
The basic one that comes from Mercedes, no. It's very straight up basic.
Just seats, air conditioned, radio.
Yeah. It was kind of like a van, but it just didn't look like a church van.
Right.
It's like the updated version of a church van.
My wife had told me, I think Mercedes and a lot of people now, you can actually buy that van tricked out with the bed and everything else that you want in it.
I'm sure. You're going to pay, though.
Yeah, you will. But more and more people are doing that. And I think as this kind of thing starts, you'll probably be able to see where you can just go on ahead and see right off the showroom floor, buying a van like that you could just live in.
Who on the show excels the most living in a van?
Denny's.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. He's very good.
Yeah.
I'd be second.
Yeah.
You'd probably be third,
I'd
Kev.
probably be third.
If the queen was into it.
Yeah, and she is. She's kind of leading the charge on it. Yeah, to me, if I just have Wi-Fi, I'm pretty Wi-Fi and a private toilet.
You do need, we got to talk about the private toilet. It's got to be comfortable.
Now, would your wife, is she considering selling the house and living in this thing, or it's just for travel?
It would be just for a travel
Gotcha.
fun thing, maybe a summer vacation kind of thing, having one of those.
Would you use it as a car that you had, like as your regular car?
I don't think so. To me, because I think it would be kind of cumbersome, and I think your gas mileage would be terrible. I wouldn't think so. To me, I think what you want to do, and that would be the thing, is find a place to park it. And then when you're going to leave town or go someplace.
Those Sprinter vans get about the same gas mileage as a big SUV.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think I'd park the van at the Jupiter Walmart overnight.
Walmart, I think a lot of Walmarts is where people go.
They are.
Because they know you can keep your car there overnight. I think a lot of them won't shoo you away.
Well, think about it. If you're in the Walmart parking lot, you get hungry, you walk over to go to a 24-hour one, which I believe the one in Jupiter is. Snacks galore.
It used to be 24 hours. I don't know. COVID changed it, I think.
Dang, dog.
But I can promise you, I am not going up to a van in a Walmart parking lot and knocking on the window to see what's going on.
Because every murder special that I watch, 1 out of 5, the murderer goes to Walmart. There's a tie to Walmart. I swear to you.
Yeah.
They're always in there buying their supplies, or they find their victim.
My dad had a client. He's an attorney, and Logan, and he blew up his van in a Walmart parking lot making meth.
Exhibit A, Your Honor.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I am. You never know; those things might explode. I'm like,
Did the guy live?
Yeah, I think just enough to be charged. He was tough to handcuff, but
Did you say charged or charred?
yeah, he's charred and charged.
Damn.
It's tough getting arrested when you're charred. That's a rough day.
Yeah, I know, Virginia, you said you had a friend that lost his job in New Orleans, and he sold his house, and he's bought a school bus, and he's tricking it out and living in that.
He bought a bus, and it's not a fancy bus at all. And yeah, he's changing the whole inside, ripped all the seats out. He put down flooring from Home Depot. Like, he's going legit, turning it into a house.
Is he going through something mentally?
I think so. I mean, he lost a really good job, and he was already single before this.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
So, yeah, he's going through. That's why.
Virginia's ramping up into depressing.
I did ask her, but she did give us more depressing details.
It made me sad, but I mean, I'm happy for him that he's, gonna see the world in his bus.
Through his depressing eye lenses.
Bus of tears.
The tear bus.
The tear bus. It just sounds tough.
It does, man. There's so many people that have lost their jobs, but I mean, what do? You lose your job, and now you have a mortgage, and you can't pay it. I mean, the guy had to downsize.
And what if you are in a situation, let's say you live in your van, okay, and you're in a park, like a Walmart parking lot, it's 2 a.m., and you get a case of the hornies, and you explore yourself, but somebody accidentally sees you. Do you get in trouble? It's your home. You're doing your own things. You're private in your home, but it's in a parking lot. Can they still get you?
I think it'd be like, sitting in a car, you have to.
You got to draw your blinds in your van of tears. You cannot let people see you tugging it.
Or the van of smears.
That ain't tears.
Oh, it's so sticky.
That's so nasty. Yeah, they say that the most common fear in America now is anthropophobia, which is a fear of other people. They say it's up 500% from last year, and people are just trying to distance themselves. And some people are just like taking off into the woods.
I had the weirdest distance thing happen to me at Home Depot yesterday. The cashier, I was complaining to her because there was nobody back in the lumber section. Mm-hmm. And she's wearing this huge badge that says, stay 6 feet away from others. But she was getting in my face. I was like, lady, you're wearing a badge that says stay 6 feet away. Why are you in my space?
Right.
It's in her badge.
You're coming at me.
It's in the badge. It's not in the heart.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. People that wear distance badges, but yet don't distance.
Yeah. You said that you knew somebody like this dude just bought a van and a bike, and he was going to the mountains for a month, and his kid actually found out on Instagram that dad was gone.
One of Magnolia's friends.
Wait, this is a different guy?
This is a different, totally different
he's
guy.
going through something too?
This guy is local.
Go figure, all Virginia's friends are going through something.
And they're all buying vans.
This dude bought a van, bought a mountain bike, and went to the mountains, and he's been there for like a month, but the kid found out maybe a few days into it on Instagram that his dad hightailed it.
That's the textbook definition of going through it.
But you find out on Instagram it's your father, and Mags his age.
What he's posting that, hey, I left my family and here I am living my best life, and the kid's like, Dad.
I don't know if he's living his best life. It sounds like he is going, I don't know, lost his mind.
Van of tears.
Van of tears.
Bike of tears.
Bike of tears. That's even worse than
Biking and crying is next level sad.
But would you rather be biking and crying or running and crying?
Running and crying is bad.
Running and crying is bad
Skateboarding and crying.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things
It's
here.
a lot. People are going through it out there. So just remember that when you're out there in the world, people are going through
So
it.
anytime one of my friends buys a van, oh boy, they're going through it.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Gosh, this pandemic, it's taking out a lot of stuff here that we grew up, we've known, that we've loved. And now they're saying that it is the death of a soda. It's been around for 60 plus years. If you had a mom that was trying to diet back in the 80s,
Really not a very, very good soda, to be quite honest
it
with
was
you.
a terrible tasting soda that really wasn't effective because every really tubby mom I knew in the 80s was drinking Tab, and it was having no effect.
I'm not calling my mom and Aunt Ann tubby, but they loved them some Tab. They thought that was, oh, we're dieting, we're on Tab.
Yeah.
What about that double cheeseburger from Burger King, Mom?
Yes. Well, Coca-Cola has finally announced that they are killing off Tab, which was their first ever diet soda. Before they did the Diet Cokes and the Coke Zeros and all that, Tab was it.
Do you remember the jingle? Was it Tab, Tab, Cola, like it used to be, Tab, Tab, something like that?
I don't remember it, no.
All right, dang it.
I don't remember.
I hate when no one remembers.
I don't remember the jingle at all. Actually, I thought the soda was gone. I didn't even
did
know
too.
they made
I thought
Tab.
this was off the market. I'm not kidding you. In 1990, I didn't think Tab was available.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen Tab in the store?
It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Who's selling Tab?
Great
Who's
question.
buying Tab?
Who's buying Tab?
Better question.
We are confused.
Well, Coca-Cola said it's part of their effort to get rid of underperforming products, so Tab is going to be gone by the end of this year.
Talk about underperforming. We thought it was gone in 1990.
Yeah, so we're fine. We're okay. We can weather that one. Yeah, a lot of stories about Coke here. 8,400 gallons of Coca-Cola were poured on an Italian street to make it less slippery for a motorcycle stunt in the movie No Time to Die.
Oh,
It's an
my.
interesting use for your Coke, huh?
Do people get mad when you... Because they get mad if we waste an egg on the show. Do they get mad if it's something terrible, like a that's bad for you?
No,
if you're
people get
wasting...
mad about everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Don't read the comments, Bird.
Yeah. So maybe to make up for it, Coke is going to be doing this thing with Diet Coke. It's a contest where 2020's everyday heroes can win free Diet Coke for a year.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm more partial to Diet Pepsi. I think Diet Coke is weak.
You do?
Diet Pepsi's way better.
It is, okay.
Yes.
We'll have to do a taste test. Not sure I've tried out all the diet sodas.
The best diet soda out there is Diet Dr. Pepper or Diet Sprite. Those are the
Okay.
two best.
I can't argue with that. I agree. They say the cops in St. Pete, Florida were arresting a woman for trespassing at a gas station last week, but she refused to tell them her name. She just kept saying her name was My Butt Just Farted.
Oh, I bet she's hot.
Yeah.
There's no way she's
yeah.
hot,
There's
right?
no way she's hot. Anybody who gets arrested at the gas station because they're refusing to leave, the gas station is not where you choose to make your stand. I'm
Yeah.
not leaving. Like, yeah, you probably are shoeless.
Yeah, it's kind of, she definitely looks like she's been through something. It looks like somebody combed her hair with an egg beater.
I know that look.
Yes.
Had that going on earlier this morning.
Well, My Butt Just Farted was not her real name. Her actual real name was tattooed on her back, so that's how they figured it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was charged with trespassing and giving a false name. So there you go. There's a guy in New Jersey whose last name is Crook. Guess what he just got arrested for?
Thievery.
Murder.
Yep. Twice. How about that?
Dude.
Yeah. Well, it's not his fault. It's what they named him. There's a disturbance call about 3:30 a.m. on Saturday at a deli in North Topeka, Kansas that ended with a naked 17-year-old who was under the influence of something getting arrested.
Oh, my.
The teenager got all whacked out on something and then decided to cover himself in ranch dressing.
I get it. It looks like it would be very moisturizing. Of all the dressings, I think ranch is the way to go.
I could not disagree with you. I mean, more. That's just the wrong answer.
Well, what do you pick?
I'm going with a very sweet honey mustard, a thinner kind. You don't want something too thick, and the ranch is going to smell rotty after a while.
I don't know. I'm digging the ranch.
Okay.
I like the buttermilk.
Go sweet, like a sweet honey mustard. Perfect glaze for the body.
I don't want to be sticky, though. I feel like that'd be sticky.
Kevin wants to move on from this conversation, but I
we
really...
can stay here another couple
Furthermore,
minutes.
sweet and sour would be...
The 17-year-old, he wound up going into a business, damaging some property, and then ran outside and drove off, still covered in his ranch dressing.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he was arrested, taken to the hospital, and he's in custody now. Another interesting story about a drunk driver. This one in Maryland. Dude crashed into a cop car, and if that's not interesting enough, the fact that he had no arms or legs was also very interesting.
He had no arms and no legs?
No arms, no legs.
Well, no wonder he'd crash.
I know. It's kind of crazy, huh? How about that? I got a DUI, and it also makes you wonder, like, how's he drinking? What's going on here?
How is he doing all of it?
Anything, yeah.
How is he speed? Like, how did he even crash?
What was? I'd like to see the visuals on this night.
I'd like to see the visuals on him.
I feel that I could turn on my car with just my mouth.
Yeah.
I could get my car started, and I could steer the wheel with my mouth. Maybe I could drive my car like that.
How did this all go down? No arms, no legs, and he gets a DUI.
How far do you think I could drive with just my mouth? I can only use my mouth. Do I even get out of the parking lot?
I don't think you can get out of your parking spot without hitting somebody.
How are you hitting the gas pedal? Without a modified car, you couldn't.
I know. I hear you. I still want to try it, though.
Well, how are you going to hit it with the gas or the brake? That's kind of key.
Yeah, I know. All right. I'm aborting.
Another interesting story about a paralyzed guy in Russia that jumped into the ocean to save a guy in the water. How about that? When you're paralyzed, you're like, I got this.
The dude that was paralyzed jumped in?
I know, right? You would think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? The reason why he's paralyzed is he had actually jumped into the same ocean 13 years ago, tried to save somebody else who was drowning.
Did he save the guy?
I don't know. That's a great. If you're paralyzed, how do you think you're going to save somebody?
Oh my, that's
again.
scary.
I would like to have a visual on this. Just the stories are not enough here.
You're kind of blowing my mind here.
I know. I'm like, I need more to this. Crazy stuff. Another interesting story here. A cow in Australia escaped from a farm and got trapped on a neighbor's trampoline less than a mile away.
It looked like the cow was just trying to have some fun and jump on the trampoline. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just didn't know what to do. It's like, oh, what's going on with the earth? This is very weird. I've never had this happen. And finally here today, there's a 93-year-old woman in England that reported her dog missing. She hadn't seen the dog in 2 days. Turns out the dog actually was just stuck underneath her own recliner that she was sitting in.
Oh, I hate that
Fortunately,
story.
the dog is okay, but yeah, it's just right there.
Is she old?
93.
93.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Modern day old, yeah.
Yeah. So
Poor doggy.
Old enough to not realize her dog's under a recliner for 2 days.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what goes on there. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, you ever have anybody say something unusual to you during the throes of passion? What is the most unusual thing that has ever been said during relations? You can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. But keep one line clean because we want to make sure we give somebody $200 in free groceries right now.
97.9 WRMF. It's the KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway.
And right now, we are looking for Danielle Simpson of Port St. Lucie. All right, you've got 10 minutes. You got to call us back, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763 to claim your $200 in free groceries. Again, we're looking for Danielle Simpson of Port St. Lucie. 10 minutes to call to win with the KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway, sponsored by Scott Smith Injury Law.
Good luck from 97.9 WRMF. 97.9 WRMF and another KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway winner.
What a great way to start off a Monday with $200 in free groceries. We put out the call for Danielle Simpson, and guess who we've got on the line? Hello, Danielle.
Hello, KVJ show.
Yeah. How cool is this? Who says Monday sucks?
Oh my God, this is so awesome.
Nice. Well, $200 is yours to spend any way you see fit at the grocery store, okay?
Thank you so much.
Go get that tab quickly because it's going to be off the market soon, okay?
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I don't know if it is that crazy.
No, it's not. You're right. It's not crazy at all. Actually makes perfect sense,
Yeah,
huh?
I thought it was gone in back in the 90s.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to be a winner just like Danielle here, it is very easy for you to do. Go to WRMF.com right now. Register. It takes you less than a minute. Then you listen at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. today. Hear your name called. You call back within 10 minutes, and then you are a big winner, just like Danielle in Port St. Lucie. So there you go. Got all week to win here with the KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway. Have you ever been in the throes of passion when somebody says something very odd? It just seems like there are some things that should not be in the course of discussion while you're in that intimate state. But some weird things can come out.
I mean, I've told the story many times about the Bigfoot painting in my room.
Oh, yeah, Bigfoot.
And the girl sees in the middle of sex, she looks at it, she sees the painting, and I guess she thought I was going to get turned on by her saying, yeah, Bigfoot. Oh, yeah, Bigfoot. I was like,
Yeah, Bigfoot.
no, please don't do that.
That's so weird.
It's pretty amazing.
It took me for a loop, Virginia.
You should have got up and left.
I was a little busy.
I wasn't that turned on.
At that point, all bets are off. She can finish herself.
It was. It weirded me out.
That is so bizarre.
And I'm a guy that likes weird things. Don't get me wrong. It
Yeah.
just it was
too weird.
It was out of the blue, man.
But at that point, you're like, you're on your own. Some of the other stuff that people were texting into us, somebody said, when doing the deed, we had Jeopardy on in the background, and they asked a sandwich that is pressed. And without thinking, I just screamed out, panini! That's really pretty impressive multitasking. You can have sex and play Jeopardy and get the answers right at the same time.
The competitor came out of you.
Yeah. I think that's pretty impressive. Somebody else said, a girl once said to me, I'm going to spank you like you're Donald Duck. I was like,
What does that mean?
I don't know, Mom.
Somebody's into it. Bigfoot over
yeah,
here.
Bigfoot, Donald Duck.
Donald Duck, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you could work through anything.
I could work through Donald Duck.
I love this one. This text says, as she was powering down. I've never heard it put that way before. Says, as she was powering down, she let out an uttering, yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
Apparently a Flintstones fan.
She channeled the Flintstones?
I'm
weird.
not sure that's one I'm encouraged that, she's really into this and it's going well, but yabba dabba doo?
Did he, when he hit his happy place, go, Wilma?
I know. I don't know. I think if you had to yell something out, like something like Yahtzee, like that would be, or Jenga, something like that would be a good thing to yell out.
Has anybody ever said, and when you guys were single, did anybody ever say anything weird while you were doing the deed?
I can't think of it. Not any like these. I didn't have any yabba dabba doos in my repertoire.
That's just comical to have something like that. Somebody said right after we were done, he got on all fours and howled like a wolf.
Okay,
Is that weird?
He has to be on something, right? He's on Molly. I think he's a
I don't
wolf.
think so. He's just such an animal.
Imagine every time you and Panda were intimate together, he got on his fours and howled at the moon.
That's his finishing move.
It'd be weird.
Could you work through it?
I know. I would laugh at him.
Okay, but so you could work. You laugh. That's your defensive mechanism. You get through it, though.
I would get through it because it's after. He gets down on all fours and howls after. I mean, I think anything he does afterwards, that's fine. It's going to be funny. It's during that becomes an issue.
If he's howling during.
Oh, Bigfoot. Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Right, because you still have more to do.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to focus over here.
Yeah. Somebody texted and said, yeah, my fiance's from England, and one time during the act, she said, the British are coming. The British are coming. Okay.
That's peculiar.
Maybe she's a history buff.
Maybe it's a joke.
I don't know. I can't tell if he's being serious or if
Maybe
he's
she's
joking.
insane.
I feel like I don't know anything right now.
Yeah. Okay. And an unusual thing said during the act, somebody said, first time with this girl, not even dating yet. She finishes and screams out, "Put a baby in me."
That is.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
okay.
Some people believe that's almost kind of dirty talk because it's almost like you're not supposed to have a baby on the first night. So it's
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Anybody ever said that to you?
I can't remember.
Okay. Would there
I
be a
was
second
drunk.
time?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Maybe it is. Talking about the unusual things that have been said or even done during relations. Somebody said that, yeah, he would always start our get down time with the Chariots of Fire soundtrack.
I kind of get it. It's inspirational. Kind of bringing the best out of you.
That's funny. I like a comedy song to start the romance. That's cute.
I think some people actually like that song though.
I wonder if he was
jam.
serious or if he's kidding.
Yeah.
Somebody said the most unusual thing that he said to me during relations was he asked me to pretend that I was my ex-husband and I had to ask him if we could rub our ding-dongs together.
That's a cuckolding situation right there. That guy wants to get into that kind of lifestyle.
Oh my gosh, you got to break up with him.
Imagine out of the blue, your partner drops you with that in the middle, and you weren't you knew them for a long time, and they drop a kink like that.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Interesting stuff.
Learned a lot again.
Yeah, that's just it. Always educational. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, going to quiz you on the most popular slang word from the year that you were born. I will give you the word, and you tell me what year it was.
Okay, Jive Turkey.
All right. See, there you go. That looks like a slang from the era of clothes you're wearing.
For sure.
It fits.
You're right, young blood.
Jbird going to crush the 70s next.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What is the most popular slang word from the year that you were born? I'm going to see how well you guys can dial this in to see how much you know from that 70s slang for a lot of us.
I can dig it.
Yeah, I can tell you can. If it was 1973, like myself and Virginia, Space Cadet.
I always forget that. So you guys are the same year.
We're, the same
Month
summer.
apart.
You
Yeah.
old?
Yep, he's June, I'm July, so for 1 month, I razz him about being older.
So Kevin, you are the oldest of the crew.
Yes.
I am by a
Okay,
month.
by a
Yep,
month.
By 1 month. I'm
You should be the oldest, though. It wouldn't feel right if you were younger than anybody on the
You're
show.
right. And Jbird, what were you talking, 77?
77.
Yours was brewski.
Brewski. Hey, pass me a brewski.
Yeah, that was the number one slang the year that you were born. Okay, I'm going to quiz both of you and see how well you know your slang. These are the top slang words. I'm going to give you the word. You tell me the year. We'll see who can get closer on each one.
Okay.
Okay, goes all the way from as early as, I would say, the early 1970 to 2020.
Okay.
Okay, so it could be anywhere in there. 1970 to 2020. All right, first one, FOMO. FOMO.
Bird.
What year was that? I'm going to let you both answer.
Okay. All right.
But I'm very encouraged by your enthusiasm to play
He's
the game.
very excited to play
He's
your
very
game
excited,
today.
yeah.
Let him go first.
I will,
I mean,
yeah.
all that.
Yeah. Bird?
2018.
Going to go 2018 for FOMO. What do you think, Virginia?
I'm going to say 2019.
Going to say 2019 on FOMO. Bird is closer.
Yeah.
It's 2016 on FOMO.
2016.
2016. That's when it was the most popular slang that year.
That's a good rule for us to think of. If we think we know the year, probably minus 2 more years because we're probably using it when it got here late.
I'm still using FOMO.
What about cool beans? Any guess on that, Virginia? Cool beans.
Cool beans. I would give it 87.
87. Okay, Bird, what do you think?
No, it's definitely 79.
Definitely 79. It's 1985. Virginia gets that point.
Dang it.
I said that a lot. Cool beans.
You said that as an adult. I've heard you.
She's still using that 80s slang.
That's all right. I like it. I think it's tubular.
It's retro. It's vintage.
What about chillax?
Oh, chillax.
What year are we talking?
Chillax. That is got to be, that's early 2000, I feel. Like a 2002.
Okay. 2002. What do you think, Virginia?
I'm going to go 2005.
Okay. 1999. Bird is closer.
Yeah. Love it.
2-1. What about woke? What year was woke the most popular slang word? What do you think, Virginia?
Woke. That one feels like 2018, 2017.
Okay.
It's been around for more than you think. I'm
It
going to go.
has.
It's either 2014 or 2015. I'm feeling 2014.
Okay, you went earlier than Virginia. You are correct. But you are way off. 1972.
What?
Yeah,
Yep.
that movie I saw, the I forget the name of it. It's the one that's on Netflix right now. The Seven in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's based in the late '60s, early '70s, and it was weird hearing some of the terms we hear now about the progressive left, and they were using a lot of terms I thought were more modern day.
Yeah.
But I guess they've been used in the political realm for a while.
Woke is not new.
Yeah, it's not new.
Woke is very old.
Should've
1972.
Should have known that. Dang it, Bird.
Yeah, you just watched it over the weekend, huh?
You're not woke.
I'm so sleepy.
Catfish. Most popular slang word, which year, Bird?
Catfish is 2008.
Okay. Virginia, what do you think? What year? Most popular slang?
2007.
Okay, it was 2010. Bird is closer. You're all over the slang, Bird.
Yeah, you are.
Guess you just
4.
woke back up.
Yeah. Catfish 2010. What about twerking? Twerking. What year was that the most popular slang word, Virginia?
Show me 2010.
2010. Bird.
When did Wrecking Ball come out? Give me 09.
Okay, you're going to go a little bit older than Virginia on
The
twerking.
birthing of the twerk. Yes.
You are correct. It is older, still a little off. 2001.
I mean, the
Really?
twerk's been around for. I remember people twerking in the 90s. They just didn't call it twerking.
Yeah. But
Shaking the booty and
in
making it vibrate.
2001, twerking was the top slang word.
Well, I just remember Virginia was really into that upside down twerking when we were getting fired in Miami. It was almost kind of like
Okay.
our mechanism of the firing, and that was what 013.
It was how I healed myself.
I think my partial.
Well, upside down tears just don't feel as sad as the right side up ones.
Okay, yeah.
She did that upside down twerk in front of one of our bosses. We were fired 2 months later. I don't know if there's a correlation.
Bitch, I kept you hired for 2 more months. They probably wanted to fire us
He
that
was walking
day.
into fires at that moment. Like, yeah, give him
So,
a couple more
she's
months.
twerking upside down at a table in a restaurant. I got to keep this crew.
Yeah. Booty call. What year are we talking on that, Bird? What year was that the most popular slang word?
Booty call is going to be 2002.
Okay, Virginia, what do you think? Booty call. What year?
Show me 2000.
2000. Virginia actually gets the point on that. It was a little bit older than you think. 1993. Booty call was the top slang word.
Okay.
Okay, what about thirsty?
Well, I am a thirst
What year?
trap. I've been told.
She
I've been
is.
told by the haters I'm a thirst trap.
More than one person on social media called Jason a thirst trap.
Hey, well, you know.
Any thought on that? What year?
Thirst trap's going to be 2000.
Thirsty.
Thirsty 2017.
Okay, what do you think, Virginia?
2016.
Okay. Jbird's closer. They say that's the top slang word for 2020.
Thirsty.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
Is your top slang word this year.
People getting all parched.
Okay. A couple more here. Jbird with a commanding lead, 6-2. Selfie. Which year, Virginia?
Selfie. Let me take
That
a
was
selfie.
the top slang word which year?
2017. I don't know. Is that wrong?
It's so wrong. It's good. At least 2011.
You're closer. 2002. The selfie goes all the way back to the year 2002 when we first started talking about how ridiculous is selfies and selfie sticks.
But I remember us talking about selfies where it started coming into the mainstream because you guys used to make fun of me for having selfies, and that was like 2007.
Yeah, well, the Chainsmokers did their song Selfie, #selfie, and I think that was around 2013. So it had been around for a while.
It's been around.
And they were kind of making fun of it.
And now, Virginia, you love selfies. You're a selfie queen.
Do I? I don't know if I do.
Okay, never mind. Retraction.
Final one here, Popo. What year, Bird?
Popo is 93.
What do you think, Virginia?
Popo? What'd you say, 93?
I did.
94.
Virginia got it right. It's 94. Look at that.
So annoying. I helped her. I want partial credit.
A couple of the slang words from the last couple of years. Your 2019 most popular word was bae, which I thought would be older than 2019. They say hangry was your top slang word for 2018. Bingeable was 2013, so I guess that's when we really started the Netflix and the binge watching was 2013. Helicopter parent gets it for 2011. Unfollow,
really?
Yeah.
That seems like that was around way longer.
Yeah, I guess it's just the year that it stood out the most. And they just crown one every single year. And I notice they don't repeat any of these. And I wonder if some of these wouldn't be popular for several years, but they're just trying something new for everyone. Unfollow was 2008. It kind of lets you know what was going on in the world by some of the slangs that were out there. Retweet was 2007. It's when Twitter started to get big. YouTuber was 2006.
That was the era of the YouTuber. YouTuber's kind of evened out a little bit.
It has.
To where people aren't making that kind of crazy money. Well, because the market got flooded. Everybody's a YouTuber now.
Mm-hmm. Unfriend was 2003. That's how long we've been unfriending people. 2003, 17 years. That seems kind of crazy.
Dang.
2003. I don't think I didn't have social media.
In 2003?
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Unfriend.
Who are you unfriending? MySpace?
It's a good question. Did you unfriend on MySpace?
I think you could. The Facebook and MySpace are pretty much, in my opinion, they were the same thing. Facebook just tweaked it a little bit better.
Yeah. That seems kind of odd because Facebook launched in February 2004. So how are we saying unfriend in 2003?
But I don't think Facebook was at the forefront until like 2000, where everyone was getting
it. Took a while,
Because
yeah.
2000, I remember me and Mariana from the show, she signed me up to MySpace, and I think I was on the show for a year, so it couldn't have been any later than 2005.
Uh-huh. Groupie goes all the way back to 1966.
Oh, yeah.
And hippie was 1965.
Yeah, man, hippie.
Yeah.
You guys see any hippies today?
You look like you're doing an early Halloween costume.
Or I'm a cult leader. I've heard that one a lot.
Yes.
I've heard that a lot. Bird looks like he's in a cult and he's the leader.
If he gives you that purple Kool-Aid, don't drink it.
I love Kool-Aid.
Well, this is kind of interesting. We got a very international type area here in South Florida with lots of different cultures kind of coming together and people zipping out. It was a list of bizarre things that Americans find attractive. Things that we put a high priority on that people from other countries are going, it's kind of weird that they strive to have that.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought like there was a global standard for beauty. Apparently not. I'll let you know what's on the list next.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Apparently Americans have a weird warped sense of what is attractive and beautiful. That maybe some people from other countries might be like, why is it they find that a good standard of beauty? See, I thought a lot of it was global, but apparently not. There are some things that American women do that I was reading in this article that people from other countries find odd or bizarre.
Okay.
Like tanning. They don't really understand that. Women who tan. Apparently, it's an odd standard of American beauty that we find attractive that is not standard globally.
Well, if you're pale sometimes, a little tan can just give you a little vibrant look to you.
Yeah. Pale fat looks gross, but tan fat kind of hides it.
Sometimes a tan can make you not want to go on a diet because you're thinking, all right, the sun's blocking a lot of my fat. I can get away for another 3 weeks.
Doesn't look bad.
It didn't look great, but
Yeah.
the sun helps
Yeah.
you look a little slimmer.
Yeah.
It buys you 3 weeks of eating bad.
Talking about that, waist skinny women. Apparently women find waist skinny women attractive.
Is skinny women just an American culture thing? There's no other cultures where skinny and that is beaten to your brain as a kid?
The only thing that I would think is different is what you might call healthy, where I don't look like this ridiculous Instagram type of thin. I just look regular. I look like a normal person, and that's the standard of beauty. Why is it that you idolize such, being that thin?
A lot of it, too, I think it's the media and just articles and magazines and all that stuff talking about how you got to be thin because it compares people to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, models are from all over the world. You see models from every country, but they all have the same super skinny body type.
You're right.
I think everybody appreciates the beauty of slender, right?
In a sense, you're kind of calling Kevin's list out. I can read between the lines.
I don't know if it is. In fact, if anybody can vouch for it, because as I was reading this, it was just somebody put out an article, and I found it all very odd because I'm like, really? People from other countries don't get why we find that to be attractive.
Me and Virginia are calling suspect on that one. The first one I'll give you.
Okay, yeah. Anybody who's international, you can let me know. Are they right in this list, or is this just somebody writing a bogus list of stuff that they think some chump American DJ will fall for?
Damn it, they got us again.
Yeah. They say bizarre things Americans find attractive to people in other countries. They don't get our whole phenomenon with the plump lips.
I don't get that, and I live here in the States. Girls that mess with their lips, that don't need to mess with their lips, I don't understand it. I'm bewildered by it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get that one because I really want a plump bottom lip. I think it looks so cool.
But there's some of these things that y'all do that a lot of us don't find it, we don't think it's good.
We're not doing it for you.
But I think you are, though, because not you particularly. I'm just saying you're doing it because you're not happy with the way people are perceiving you.
Yeah. They say another bizarre thing that Americans find attractive that they don't necessarily get in other countries. Americans' obsession with straight, pearly white teeth to the point where they don't look real.
Yes, I think there's an age you get to where if your teeth are too white and it doesn't match, and I don't mean this in a mean way, kind of like your weathered face. You mean tell me your face is weathered, but your teeth are 10 out of 10 clean and white? Not buying it.
That's what they were saying in other countries. They're more about matching, having it, be a nice smile, but be more natural to the point where you don't have to wear sunglasses to look at somebody when they smile.
Look, veneers are a business, and they look amazing. They're super expensive, and they're always trying to sell you on them.
But it's almost like they need to make veneers where, okay, they're great teeth, but they look like you've been through a little bit of time.
Not so white.
Not so white.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it looks odd when a 75-year-old dude has got perfect white teeth. There's no way you kept him that good.
You need to make one of your veneers a little brown.
Yes.
Just make it like taupe.
Just a slightly weathered.
Just khaki. Just one of them.
Another bizarre thing that people from other countries look at Americans and be like, why do you find that attractive? The amount of makeup, where some Americans think the more makeup, the better.
The makeup, I think people got to watch out, is the kind where y'all put on some foundation and it goes on the neck area, but you don't get the whole neck, so there's splotches. And if you kind of move your neck down, you'll have little empty spots of makeup.
Do I have that?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh.
I didn't say anything. Paranoid.
Oh, my God.
Paranoid Patty. I'm not saying anything.
I got to go to the bathroom, Kevin.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. And I hope I don't have that, but it's hard to tell if you have that when you're in your house and maybe you don't have the best lighting in your bathroom, and then you go outside and you have a weird looking neck.
She ain't lying.
Mm-hmm. And they say the other bizarre thing that Americans find attractive is their obsession with cosmetic surgery to the point where they don't look real.
That it again blows my mind, just with the duck lips or the bottom lip thingy.
Yeah, I think there's some things that we do to ourselves cosmetically that other people are going, they don't even look human at this point. And that's where maybe people in other countries look at Americans and be like going, they look kind of weird, don't they?
Do you like that look on a woman? The big fake injected lips. Do you like that?
No. I like everything to look like you're a real person. I'm a big fan of that.
I mean, if you do it right, it should just plump it a little bit and just make you look like you have pretty full lips. There are some people that go overboard and it looks ridiculous, and I'm not a fan of that.
You want plumper lips, don't you?
I do. I've been wanting them for a while, but I'm just kind of I'm scared of the whole process. A needle in your lip.
Well, I'm sure the audience won't say anything if it looks odd.
Please get them done.
Yeah, we need some material.
I wanted to get them done on a Friday, so at least I have Saturday and Sunday to ice them down before I got a parade.
Another pickle eyes scandal where Virginia doesn't show up because of
a procedure.
Yeah,
I come in and I won't take my mask off, and I'm like, it's about COVID.
You're dressing like the Easter Bunny again.
Yeah. And the other thing is Americans' obsession with being hairless. They say they find that a little bit odd that we are so devoid of hair.
I feel like we've kind of gone back a little bit. I remember everybody wanted everything lasered off.
Yeah.
And I do feel like the hairiness on some areas are coming back.
Yeah, well, they had said no hair in armpits, and I don't know if
He's
they're
talking about downstairs.
I know what
I know what he's talking about.
You know where he's trying to bring the conversation.
Oh my gosh!
Right in his pants.
My bad. I'm speaking that truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust a hairless man. Sorry. If you're slick and slippery and there's not even a bit of hair on you, I don't trust you.
You're talking down in the private area?
Anywhere.
I've been told that some women believe that that's a sign of a player. You are constantly just making sure that thing is so high and tight because you are throwing it around.
If he doesn't have hair on his arms and his legs and it's privates, you can't trust him, girls.
Okay. Well, if you want to vouch for that, 877-979-WRMF. We can get to you. The After the Show podcast is coming up on Facebook. Excited to get there. In fact, I've got a crazy conspiracy theory about Jeffrey Epstein that is just so insane you're not going to believe it. I was
Really?
yes. It's
Is this new?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'll drop that for you on the After the Show podcast. Got to be live on Facebook and YouTube. And get
I love it. I love juicy Jeffrey Epstein stuff.
Also on demand on the 97.9 WRMF app. Jbird, wrap us up with your thought, my friend.
Attract what you expect, reflect what you desire, become what you respect, mirror what you admire.
A little long.
The best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today, and you're home for the KVJ Show. 97.9 WRMF.